What's up, wonderful people? We are live. Get positioned here. All right. Okay, having a little tripod problem here. We're going to get through this. All right. Okay, guys. Welcome. Let me know as you come on. Tell me who you are and where you're from. Can't wait to get started. Hey, Capri, how are you? Good to have you. Good to see you. Hey, Lynn, how are you, my friend, my family, my niece? Love you to shreds. Hey guys, we're about to get started here. I'm doing another remote recording, so we're gonna jump into this. And it looks like I'm in some tropical place. Well, not so lucky this time. I'm just in the DMV, but it's all good. Hey, Wanakee Gren. This is Wanakee from Georgia. Hey, how are you? Awesome. Let's keep it going. Let me know who else is on and where you're from. Wanakee Grand. Sunshine. It's good to see you. We know where you're from. You're from Florida. Yeah, I'm here. Yes, Capri. I'm here in the DMV just shortly. Just for a couple days. Visit some people, tending to some relatives having some health challenges, and hopefully meeting up with some people. Hey, Shelly Francis from Martha's Vineyard. Oh, so you're there now, huh? I knew you were going. Excellent. Okay, she up there in the bougie area of the United States doing the bougie thing, but you do you, girl. You do it. I believe in bougie. Yvette here from New Jersey. Gayla from Victorville, California. I have no idea where that is. Awesome. Hey, Guest Patterson. Awesome. Good to see you guys. First of all, let me give you guys a big thank you for showing up. Often those who speak on our live are so many less than those who actually sign up. Hey, Coop. What's up, Coop and Toy? The famous Coop Burgers. Hey, Sabine, what's going on? Good to see you, hon. Or at least text you. All right, and let me just drop this in case you guys didn't know. Sabine Henderson at Sabine, SabineJean.com has the best custom body lotion of all time. Okay, it's the only one that Wendy and I use. I'm not being paid for this endorsement. So please go to SabineJean.com and place your order. Trust me when I say you will not be disappointed. We've turned so many people onto her. It's a body lotion. She does body lotions, all natural, no chemicals, none of that stuff. And it keeps me looking young and beautiful. Okay? So just a few shout outs there. Hey, Terry and Shelly are tuning in. Again, Sabine Jeans, SABINE Jean, JEAN.com. And Coop and Toy, the famous Coop Burgers. Shelly Francis, this is just people I know. Y'all don't know because y'all ain't told me. Shelly Francis, they are the electric vehicle and electric transportation specialists. Lynn Stewart, a relocation just extraordinaire. Please, yes, put your businesses in the chat, or better yet, because the chat will be gone after this is gone. Better yet, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go on the first part of the app and put your businesses. Let's start a network. Put your businesses in there. And this is the perfect way to get you out there. Okay. Put your businesses in the chat on the first page. How many of you guys going to give me a thumbs up and tell me you're going to do that? Because I keep telling you to do stuff and you don't be doing it. All right, don't make me go uncle on you. You hear me, Sabine? You hear me? Okay, so please go ahead and place your stuff in there. There you go, Francis. Yes. Evie Noir. But please, in addition to this, put it in the chat. Do a placement in the thing. And what am I trying to say? In the DM. When you first open the app and it has all the pictures and everything, put a picture of your product, a picture of yourself or whatever. Put it in there, okay? And let us know when. Even with you, Corey. Man, you ought to be letting people know when your next pop-up is, okay? Look, okay, got a lot I could say. Electric autonomous vehicle consultants. Trust me when I say people here are top quality and they're bringing you some top quality stuff, okay? I just felt like supporting people today, all right? And that was for free. I ain't get no endorsement money on that one. All right, but anyway, let's jump right into this. Thank you guys for joining, even for those of you who are, and these are all minority-owned businesses, most of them. Those of you are, let's just say, these are all diaspora-owned businesses, because that whole minority thing, I ain't buying. So what we're talking about today is submission, okay? Submission versus power. Submission versus power. The most misunderstood word in love is submission. Submission, okay? Now, when I just said that word, submission, half of y'all, and I'm just assuming it's the women, tensed up when I said submission, because you pictured somebody telling you that what you can't do or making you shrink or disappear into somebody else's thoughts or wishes or is somebody who's dictating or trying to make you do something. Some of y'all even went back to the 50s and 60s and 40s, right? When I say submission. Tonight is so important and you need to get this, okay? This is going to be in our YouTube channel coming up very soon. We're going to be talking about this in our YouTube also. And I'm going to post our YouTube channel inside the app so you also can see that. I'll put that in the DMs at the opening page of the app, the home page of the app. So you'll know also when to tune in. You'll also be seeing it on our IG because we're about to wrap up our podcast very, very, very soon, as in days. Okay. All right. So when I talk about submission, this is great because a lot of us, when it comes to it, mostly the men, you ever watch that show, Pop the Balloon or Find Love? If so, give me a thumbs up. All right, you ever watch that show, that thing, Pop the Balloon or Find Love? I know it's kind of cheesy, but I watch it because it's a great commentary on dating. Since I don't watch Married at First Sight anymore, since I'm not on it, that was so shady. Oh my God! But it is what it is. It's the truth. Different direction, different people, but whatever. But I was watching Pop the Balloon, and it's interesting because a lot of the men say they want someone who's submissive. They say that quite often, right? But then it's a little difficult for them to define what that means. We're going to talk about that today, okay? First of all, when you talk about submission, the first thing that comes to mind is power. Women, I don't want to relinquish. I don't want to give up my power. Men, I ain't trying to overpower you. I just want you to listen to what I say. Women, well, listen, sometimes I listen to what you say. I'd follow if you was a good leader. Men, I would lead if you stop telling me how to lead. Let me do me. I'm a man, you're not. Women, well, if you're a man, you should act like one. Y'all get what I'm feeling here? You get what I'm saying? And so these conversations, and it's only because I've heard them, these conversations go on and on and on. And it comes down to this whole idea of submission. What is that all about? How do we reconcile and wrap our minds around submission? Okay, let's talk about power. Because at the root of submission, as some people would think, is power. So there are three kinds of power that I'm going to share with you. Okay. 3 types of power. And I need you to get this in your spirit, get this in your mind. You can take notes if you want to. You can do what you want to do. You can come back. In fact, we're recording this. It'll be on the YouTube channel sometime in the future. But there are 3 kinds of power. The first kind of power is perceived power. Perceived. Somebody type perceived in the text if you understand what I'm saying. Perceived. Perceived power. Here's what perceived power is. Perceived power is the power that people think they have, hear me out, because they loud. They control the money. They take control of the room. If you understand what I'm saying, type perceived in there. Some people think they have power because they're the loudest ones. They're the most forceful ones. They try to control stuff. They try to know that they want you to know that if they raise their voice, I want to make sure y'all can hear me and that I'm still connected. So I need somebody to give me a thumbs up because I asked y'all to type proceed. Okay, great. There you go. We're good. This is perceived power. Have you ever mistaken someone's volume for authority? I need you to hear me. Have you ever mistaken someone's volume for authority? It's like the first time, and this is male or female. First time, if you say something and they don't hear you or they don't respond, you say it louder. I need to be ready at 8 o'clock. I need to be ready at 8 o'clock. I need us to leave at. You feel that by saying it louder, saying it with more intensity, that's perceived power, and it's all an illusion. Whenever you're using this kind of power, this kind of perceived power in your relationship, you are not getting traction. It's an illusion. Perceived power never works. It's only an illusion. It's people who think they have something. You might pay the bills. Get this. You might make more money. This is male or female. She might make more money than you. And because of that, she thinks she's got power. You might make all the money in the house. And because of that, you think you have power. That does not give you power. And that does not bring about submission because you do those things. That's perceived. It's only an illusion. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, let's move forward. The next type of power is permitted power. Somebody type permitted. When you text that, permitted, Permitted. Permitted power. This is the power that someone permits you to have. They hand it to you because they trust you. Permitted. They hand you that power. Thank you, sunshine, because they trust you. This is fragile. Permitted power is fragile. Because if someone's giving you that power because they trust you, get this now, please get this. It can be withdrawn the moment that trust breaks. Okay? It's permitted. It's based on the fact that you are doing things for me to trust. And this is how most relationships work. This is what most marriages run on, and they don't even realize it. Think about people who have permitted power in your life and in your relationship. And the moment they do something you don't like or do something that hurts your feelings, you're like, I will never trust them again. You take away their power. Talking about submission. We're going to get there. Stay with me. If you have questions, comments, please write them. Please put them in there. We'll answer them as we go. Okay? I will stop and answer your questions. I will stop and recognize your comments. Perceived power. Permitted power. Okay. Now, the third power, I need you to get this, is preeminent power. Preeminent. Preeminent. It means superior. Preeminent power. Okay? Preeminent power is earned across seasons of trial and error through position or character and consistency. Preeminent power, it does not announce itself. I need you to hear me. This is a power that exists because of your character. And here's the thing with preeminent power. You may not even know the person, but they still have power because you respect them. Preeminent power comes as a result of your lifestyle. It's the way you carry yourself. Okay? It's the way you carry yourself. And you can even do something wrong, but because of the character that you have established in another person's life, they will trust you no matter what. We found that with a lot of people, with some presidents. When President Obama was president, he had preeminent power. He doesn't know me from a can of paint. Would be great to meet him, but he doesn't know me. But yeah, that dude has power. Why? Because of his character. He was no drama Obama. He was the guy who everybody respected. I don't care if you didn't like his policies. I don't care. You could not say nothing negative about him because the man had that kind of juice. He had that kind of power. And even still he does. This is a character-based thing. It's not taken away easily. This is where real power exists, and this is where submission is easy. Submission is easy, not with perceived power, because you just getting, perceived power, because you're getting loud, and you say, I'm the man of the house, I'm the woman. No, they ain't getting you nothing. Or secondly, or permitted power, because it's fragile, and you handed somebody it, and as soon as they screw up, you done. No. Preeminent power is the only power that has teeth because you've built it over years of character, and people trust you because they know your heart. And when someone knows your heart, when they know you have integrity is that thing that is a part of your DNA. It's just who you are. I don't do good things. I am a good person. I don't just treat you nicely. I am a nice person. It's easier to submit to that both ways. Now, let's talk about what submission is. Now, please, if you have comments, if you have questions, I'm telling you, because I'm going to keep going until y'all say something. If you have comments or questions about submission, give them to me. Now, here is where submission, here's where the church got it wrong. Here's where people got it wrong. Here's where we've been doing something wrong our whole lives. We treat submission, like the opposite of power. Like submission means shrinking. It means diminishing yourself. It does not. And this is probably for women more than anybody. Submission does not mean diminishing yourself. It does not mean shrinking. It doesn't mean losing your self-esteem or any of that other crap. No. Let's look at the word submission. Submission has a couple of meanings. Everybody knows the first one. It means to yield. Okay? To yield, to give in. Okay, that's not a problem. But the second one is where we need to focus. The second definition. This is the one that everybody skips. Submit means to present something for consideration. If you've ever been in college, high school, whatever, you do a project, you submit it for evaluation. You submit it to be looked at. You're giving something that you have done, something that you have valued, something you have worked on, and you're giving it to someone else for them to look at and accept. I need you to get this now. That's submission. You're not cowering. You're not shrinking. You're bringing them a completed project, and you said, I'm giving this to you, and I want you to look at it. I want you to examine it. I'm going to present it to you. I'm going to give it to you fully. And I want you to take evaluation of it and value it. That's what submission is. That's what real submission is. If you understand what I'm saying, somebody give me a thumbs up. If you think this is BS, tell me that too. Okay? Because the bottom line is that control never risks anything. Submission risks everything. Y'all feeling me? Good stuff. Submission risks everything. Okay? So if you're a man and you want your woman to submit and she's not submitting, a couple things going on. You need to ask yourself a question. Is my power perceived? Am I just rattling? Am I just making noise? Am I just an illusion? Am I just saying stuff hoping that she'll trust me when I don't have the preeminent power? I haven't built the character for her to actually trust. I'm just getting loud. I'm saying, I'm the man. You should do this because I'm the man. Is that where I am? And if that is where you are and she's not responding, understand why. You don't have the right power. You have perceived power. You don't have preeminent power. You may have permitted power because she's taken a chance on you and given you some power, but you've done things to completely show her distrust. And so she's pulled it away. Here's a question. Would you say that some people make submission regrettable? I'm going to say, would you say that some people make submission regrettable? Yes. You're asking me if some people, is it true that when some people submit, they regret when they did? Absolutely. And it goes back to what we were talking about, power. When some people submit and that person does not respect that submission, that person does not value what you're bringing to me because you're submitting a presentation, you're submitting yourself, you're submitting a whole person. And when that is not respected, absolutely it's regrettable. Look, it's the same with me. Look, I ain't gonna lie to you. I love my wife. But if I become vulnerable and submit to her in a certain way, because I do believe the men can submit also. Let me say that. I'll go back to that in a second. And I submit to her in a certain way, and she comes back and says, oh, you a punk. She'd never do that. She'd never in a million years do that. But if she were to do something like that, you ever think that I would do that again? I would ever be vulnerable again? Same thing with women. If she's going to be submissive and act in a submissive manner, and you take advantage of that and turn that into abuse, do you think she's ever going to or find it easy to do that? Now, here's the thing. Again, give me your comments. If she submits and you spurn that submission, you don't take it and treat it with value, you have to understand she can't flip the switch and just because you say, I'm sorry, she comes back to submission again. We by nature, humans by nature, we protect ourselves. So whether you're man or female, if you become vulnerable with another person and you submit and they don't value that and treat it kindly and carefully, you're going to work twice as hard to get them back to that place where you hurt them the first time. Don't even talk about moving on. Rebuild. Change your character so you can go from perceived power to preeminent power. And so that submission then can become real. Are you getting me? Are you getting me? I hope and pray you are. Because submission is not weakness when I submit, when I give you my presented self. Submission is not weakness. Submission is actually it's confidence when I submit to my spouse. And I do believe that men submit, as I said earlier. And we always talk about the Proverbs 31 wife who's, known in the gates, or rather she's doing all this other stuff and she's this kind of woman and she's submissive and yada, 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 yada. Well, and the husband will rise up and call her blessed. Well, look, she's able to do that because that man handling business. And don't get me wrong. Please don't misunderstand. Men, I am not pandering to women. Anybody who knows me knows that I don't do that. If a woman is wrong, I will tell her, you are wrong and out of order. No question. Okay. But what I am saying is that men, we have a very, very, very serious responsibility when it comes to leading. And that means that I have to make sure that I am creating an environment where my wife can feel comfortable to submitting to my preeminent power. Not my perceived power because I'm loud. Not my power that's all fragile, my permitted power. No. This is preeminent stuff. Because of my character, she trusts me. I've made a lot of mistakes. I do a lot of crazy stuff. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I think my wife knows my character. And because of that, I don't have no problem with submission. I mean, sometimes she can get a little spicy. I ain't going to lie. Y'all know my wife. She can be spicy, right? But outside of that, generally, it's all good. Okay. And I have no problem with that because, okay. So control or submission. Control is when you are trying to force submission. Submission is basically when someone gives into you because you have given them the character to believe in you. Questions, comments, let me know. Here's something that I need to share with you also. When it comes to real submission is not 50-50. Okay. And this is a misnomer that's out there. People are like, well, we need to be on a 50-50. Yeah, I'll give you, that's tracking. That's keeping score. There is no 50-50 in marriage. Okay. That's power in disguise. No, that's not. If both people give 100% without keeping score, that's perfect marriage math. Yeah. Both people giving 100% without keeping score. I hope you're getting me, right? Now, answer me this. Have you ever kept score in your relationship? Okay, go ahead. I need you to respond to me real quick. Have you ever kept score? Do you feel like you have? Because real submission says that, I don't keep score. I have to become vulnerable, and we both have to work at the same pace. Yes, thank you, Lynn, for being honest. We have to work at the same pace of presenting the kind of vulnerability and presenting the kind of environment where our spouses can actually give in. Okay. A few guys. Okay. Someone says yes. Unfortunately, absolutely. We have, I have some male friends and we talk about this thing. This won't be popular. I'm letting you know this. At the beginning, yes, I did. Okay, great. We talk about women. We talk about pink energy. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you, men, when I say pink energy, I think most men probably understand what I'm saying. Pink energy is that softness, that kindness, that coy, that kind of thing that draws a man in. You want to know why it is, and I've seen this so many times, where a man can be married to a woman who's a boss and she's handling business and she's doing her thing and she's from every measurement, she's just handling it and she's just killing the game. But he goes out and cheats with somebody who's less attractive, less successful, less powerful, less everything than her. And she's like, what the entire hell happened? Excuse me, I said that. I know. Hell's in the Bible. But he goes out and does that. And you wonder what it is. She probably possessed pink energy. That is just that softness, that's femininity that men crave. I think we're living in a society, I'm kind of going off script here. We're living in a society where it's very easy for women, and I'm going to say this to you women, to be so caught up in achieving and what have you that we've forgotten the power of femininity. We've forgotten the power of just allowing yourselves to be who you were created to be. Now, there are some women out there who might not agree. Might say, no, I want to be just as strong as him. And you can't not be him. You can be, in some areas, you're going to be stronger than him. But when it comes to relationships, and I don't know nothing about a lot of stuff, but I know relationships. When it comes to relationships, men need softness. You can be as powerful as you want. Anybody who knows my wife knows that she is an incredibly powerful woman. But the fact is, when I need her to be, and when she knows to be, because I don't even have to ask for it, she knows how to be pink. She knows how to do that. Okay? So, did you guys get what I was saying? And were you offended by it? Okay, if you were, you're going to be all right. But I need to know. Okay, so here's the thing. Real submission is not losing yourself. It's finding out who you are in the moment, and finding out who you are the moment you stop fighting for dominance or stop fighting for control and start fighting for your relationship. Okay? I hope you get that. So ask yourself the question. This is your homework. Am I operating? Thank you, Patterson. Am I operating? Yes, thank you, guest 0824. Go build your profile so we know your names. Am I operating in perceived power, permitted power, or preeminent power? I need you to get that. I need you to ask yourself that. And men, you need to find out, because if you're just barking and expecting your wives to submit, dude, you got a long road ahead of you. And women, if you're submitting or whatever, and you're not exhibiting enough pinkness for him to get it, for him to feel comfortable and feel like you're not two alphas in a relationship. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Okay, great. All right, great, guys. Thank you, guests. Look, I want you to go to our opening page. let us know who you are, put in your profession. Let's make sure that we can get in touch with you, find out about your businesses. Let's build this community, okay? Very shortly, I'm going to be asking you to do something. I'm going to be asking you to start subscribing. Right now, you're blessed because you're getting this free. But we're about to flip the script, and we want you to do that also, okay? And this is only going to help us just to keep these lives. I'm paying for these lives myself. But no, that's going to stop. So I need you to, let's get that done, okay? So we're going to see that very, very soon. All right, God bless you guys. Thank you so much. This is a great session. Look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.